to rise against violence against women in areas of FGM and early marriage.
I am one of the billion rising, and I pledge that the Gambia shall be free from FGM by 2020. And I pledge that early marriage will end by 2025 with availability of resources to facilitate the mobilization process. I fulfill my pledge by a social mobilization process to empower cluster communities, institutions, and individuals through awareness creation and raising consciousness to end female genital mutilation and early marriage in the Gambia.
Violence against women still remains a challenge, but according to Dr. Toure, by 2020, Gambia will be free from FGM.
I therefore call on all of us present here today to make a pledge, end violence against women, to make the world a better place for everyone, especially women. Gampotra salutes the government of the Gambia for creating the enabling environment, and salute the Gambian population for taking and listening to the changes we are making where women's rights are concerned.
Chief Yaya Jajusi and Deputy Governor Abunjai reaffirmed their commitments to support women in their bid to achieve their development aspirations. Most rural settlers believe with the progress FGM campaigners are registering, FGM will be history sooner than later. And with that, we now come to the end of tonight's program. Do join us next week for a brand new edition of the program. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
Next.
Good evening, viewers. I bring you greetings from the Methodist Mission. I am Brother Arthur Jackson for this evening's Lenten Reflections. During the season of Lent, we come together to look at things we have been doing in a bid to ask God to forgive us our sins for our wrongdoings. It is a period that we call a time of penance, where we are remorseful. Most of the time, when you look at some people, they are in a somber mood because they are in a state of penance, whereas they are asking God to forgive them of their wrongdoings. And it is for this that we celebrate the death of Jesus. Jesus Christ came to die for the forgiveness of the sins of man. And this evening I want us to look at forgiveness. Forgiveness itself. When we say forgiveness, we ask for pardon for our wrongdoings. Forgiveness is something that we always look for when we have offended someone. And during this period, it is the same forgiveness that we come to ask God for our sins. Many a times we talk of so many things going on in the world. brothers rising up against brothers. There are civil unrest everywhere. We listen to the radio, we watch the TV, we see pictures of violence. People take offense when you are being offended. Instead of forgiving, we want to pay back. We want to retaliate. This does not help any situation. And this is the situation that we find ourselves in the world today. Because when one feels offended, we want to retaliate, which does not help the situation of our world today. What our world needs is forgiveness. Turning back to the Bible, looking at the prayer Jesus taught his disciples in St. Matthew's Gospel, chapter 6, verse 12, where he says, "And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors." In some translations, it tells us, "And forgive us our sins as we forgive the sins others commit to us." So before asking God for forgiveness, we also have to forgive people who offend us. It is easier for us to forgive people who offend us, so for God to forgive us our wrongdoings. Now, there is this story of a man who had the sister's children with him. He was so poor, he had no money on him, and these children were so hungry and they were famished. So he resolved to going out to steal. He went to a place where they were selling bread. He stole a loaf of bread so that he could give to his sister's children so that they could eat. But in the process, he was caught and was convicted and sent to prison. Upon his release, no one got close to him because he was a convict and he was desolate. So this bishop in the church took him on to stay with him. One day this man saw the chalice that was used in the church.